Okay, so what is the common factor between these objects? It's probably not what you're thinking of, and definitely not what the answers I get in class are. However, the common factor between them is that they are all made of stardust, which means you are as well. And that's because all the elements we know about were actually formed inside stars or when stars died. For your exam, you'll need to know the complete star life cycle. This did not come up last year in the AQA, however it did come up the year before. When it does come up, it can be quite a big question. I'm going to go through what they all mean, and then I will go through a way that I have created to remember it. So basically, a nebula is a big cloud of dust and gas, and when it gets more and more cloud and dust and gas, then it pulls together. It gets denser and denser, it becomes hotter and hotter, so it becomes a protostar. Now, when it has enough, when it's fused together enough and it's become dense and hot enough, it can start to switch on and nuclear fusion reactions can start to occur, which is when hydrogen will be fused into helium. And this is when it becomes our main sequence star. Now they're in a delicate balance between the gravity wanting to pull the star in on itself and the pressure created from the nuclear fusion reactions that are going on inside. So they are balanced when they're in their main sequence. However, stars that are roughly the same size as our sun can fuse up to oxygen. So when hydrogen's run out, it starts to pull itself in under gravity, but then it gets hotter again and it can start to fuse heavier elements. So helium and helium in together will go beryllium, things like that. So when that's happened, it will become a red giant. Now, unfortunately, our sun, when it becomes a red giant, will swallow up the inner planets all the way up to the Earth. Sorry about that, guys. And when it's got to oxygen, it can no longer fuse any more elements together, and so the outer atmosphere of the red giant will just go off into space as a planetary nebula, and it will leave behind a white dwarf star. Now, a white dwarf star for itself is dead, nothing's happening. It can weigh as much as about half the size of our sun, but it's only about the size of an Earth, okay? Because it's really dense, dead, no fusion reactions going on, and over a million years, it will cool down to become a black dwarf star. Okay, so stars that are bigger than our sun, however, have a different life. They can fuse all the way up to iron, okay? When they've formed an iron core, though, no more fusion can occur. So what happens is the gravity pulls it in because there's no pressure from the nuclear fusion reactions, and it will ricochet off, okay? So it will form a supernova, and in a supernova, that's when all other elements are formed, things like your platinum rings, your gold rings, your silver, okay? And then that can go one or two ways. Stars that are still quite big at their birth can become a neutron star. Now, neutron stars have a mass about as much as our sun, but only about 20 kilometres in diameter, so really, really dense. Now, they spin and they give out radio waves. Stars that are absolutely massive, though, at their birth can become black holes, which, as we all know, not even light can escape a black hole. Okay, so I'm going to go through my way to remember it. It's about a guy called Neb. So, Neb wants to be a pro-star baseball player, so he gets into the main game. He's an average sized guy because he suffers from asthma, so he struggles getting oxygen in. So he joins a team called the Red Giants. Now he plays really, really well, so he gets promoted to the White Dwarfs. But they don't like that he's a new guy and he's playing so well, so they outcast him and say that he's the Black Dwarf because he's completely opposite to them. However, though, if Neb, who wanted to be a pro-star baseball player, got into the main game, was a really big guy because he ate his spinach, which contained lots of iron, he could join a team called the Red Supergiants. Played really, really well and got promoted to the Supernovas, which are the top of the league. Now, he got a girlfriend because he was playing so well. So he decided that he'd pop the question and propose to her with a platinum ring. It went one or two ways. She said yes. He started playing so well that he became the star player, so they nicknamed him the neutron star player, and he started giving radio interviews. However, though, if she was just in it for the glory and she said no, he became really, really depressed, ate everything in sight, and at a party, he sucked all the life out of the party, so they just nicknamed him the Black Hole. So that's my way to remember it. Not exactly scientific, but it might help you.